Rabet with the header. Masoudi flicks it on. Tagnout, who's been really involved since coming on. Three white jerseys to find her way past. Balls back to Redouani. Mai Kitaway. Toko Njoya just muscles off Rabet. Only as far as Atik, who only finds Makana, and Ngok in a little bit of space looking for a ban, but both sides just giving the ball away. 90 seconds of the 90 minutes to go. Take now into touch, and Cameroon can breathe. Abam nicely back to her from her fellow substitute Kome, and instead of just charging on, she plays it forward. Who's Ungamanga? What a challenge that is from Atik, because Ungamanga could have been in, and all around in the stadium supporters are urging Morocco forward. Masoudi looking for Ouzraoui. Here is Ouzraoui, and here is Michele. Read that superbly well, the Cameroon goalkeeper. Atik, well, that's a miscontrol. Abam is in, Abam strikes and cannot keep it down. What a finale. Well, more goal, mouth and end-to-end action in the last few minutes than we've seen in the hour and a half that's preceded it. Abam with the opportunity, just could not keep it down. And here's the ball through to Ouzraoui, and look at that from Michele. In the last few minutes that we've seen in the hour and a half that's preceded. All eyes on the referee, and there goes the final whistle. Nothing can separate host nation Morocco against Cameroon. No goals, and we head into the first extra time of this tournament. And well, Malawi watching on must be rubbing their hands with glee. They are in the final. They played first in this tournament. Wonderful Cameroonian supporter there. And they know now that whoever they face on Sunday will have an extra half hour in their legs as well. Well, the second half that had few opportunities. Ungamanga's tame header just before the hour, and then Masoudi with an effort just after that. And then there was little action in front of goal until the substitutes Saoud and Tagnout came on, and they had their chances. There was that swivel from Iman Saoud in the 90th minute. Masoudi with the header, and then Abam could have won it and broken Moroccan hearts, and she kept her strike down. No wonder there are tired legs in the Cameroonian camp, because they have worked incredibly hard, and they showed their solidity right from the off. They're a side that had a remarkable record early on in this tournament, reaching 10 of their first, or 10 semi-finals in their first 11 appearances up to 2018. And then after the 2020 WAFCON was cancelled because of COVID, well, Cameroon just had an inexplicable slide. They only made the quarters in 2022, and then in the 2024 edition, which took place last year, they didn't even qualify for that. And then again this year, as said, they didn't actually make it through the qualifying campaign. Beaten 3-1 on aggregate by Algeria, and saved by the expansion of the tournament. But here they are now, just half an hour away, potentially, from the final, to add to the fact that they will be at the Women's World Cup next year for the third time in Brazil. A reminder that Algeria will be through to their first ever Women's World Cup, so too Malawi. something that neither of these sides really want to think about, is that whoever loses this encounter will be meeting the Algerians on Saturday here in Rabat, across town at the Olympic Stadium, in the third place playoff. That game at 1700, a reminder that the World Cup ties are coming tomorrow. That massive clash between South Africa and Nigeria at 2000 GMT, and before that, Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast against Ghana, 1700 GMT. Unless we see a reshuffle. Well, let's see how this pans out when action gets underway. Futiebi coming on for her first minutes of the campaign. So she's a forward, but she's going to fill in the left back. So just replacing some tired legs of Redouane, seemingly. Or any away side wants to quieten the crowd, and that is what Cameroon have managed to do, because for once inside this arena it is very quiet. It might not be so now. Masudi. Rabet. Saru just finding a gok. Space for Makana. To Abab. Benzema cuts it out, and Tagnout will pick this up for Morocco. Well, the intensity has plummeted at the start of these extra 30 minutes. Yaju. Makana down the line to Ungamanga. And Ungamanga just manages to take that off the toes of Redouane. And then I think there was a pull by the Moroccan on the Cameroonian. There was indeed. And the indomitable Lionesses have a free kick. Getting over the line for Morocco is just the clearest of intentions. They've thrown millions of dollars at football in recent times, not just the men's game, but the women's as well. And those involved in the higher echelons of Moroccan football at the Royal Morocco Football Federation will be sitting nervously as they watch this. Cameroon are giving them a game. Toko and Joya are a better way again. Masudi goes down. And then Gok is in some pain. Is that cramp or is that a knock to her knee? You can see she's got some blue strapping on her left leg. And there, just it jarred as she went down, and it's her left leg that she's holding, and there's going to be a break in play as Gok gets a bit of treatment. Made at the 2024 Under-20 Women's World Cup, didn't Gok? As did that player Unyaju. I should actually say that Unyaju was trying to get Cameroon back to the Under-20 Women's World Cup, which they failed to do that tournament in Poland next month. Unyaju, the centre-back, scored a remarkable 5 goals in qualifying. And her goal, of course, against Nigeria is white. Cameroon are here, back underway. And here is Unyaju. And that almost went behind for a corner. Hand clap again as the Moroccan supporters try and lift their favourites. That is not going to do it. Route 1 stuff from her, up to Tagnao, to isn't exactly known for her aerial prowess. And Gok is back on the field. Boutieri. Into the middle it goes. And away once again. Forward, looking for Masudi again. Dudu. Ngamanga. Benzina gets a toe in and hobbles away as she does. Tagnao looking for Masudi. Important intervention again at the back. Saoud looking for Ait El Haj. And there's another Cameroonian player down in the penalty area. Looks to be in a bit of discomfort as well. You don't want to see that. I think that's Unyaju. Let's just hope that's not too serious. Meva Unyaju, just 19 years of age. Another based in Cameroonian football, which is where Ungele and her stripes and her promotion to this job when in charge of Ebolo Afi, transforming the club into one of the dominant forces in Cameroon's Super League. And she's going to be stretched off here, Unyaju. captained Cameroon's under-20 side recently. And she'll be a loss as she goes off, and possibly for the remainder of the game. We shall see. Midway through this first period of extra time, Malawi await in the final on Sunday. The Moroccan supporters came here with high expectations, and now they simply have high anxiety. Even the drummers a little muted for now. They need a spark. Here's Saoud. Michele. Safe hands again. Yaju is back up on her feet, and looks as though she'll be shortly coming on, just having a swig of water as Manga tries to get on the ball from Mabam. And then that will go through for a Moroccan goal kick. Atik, Masoudi on the run. Oh, nicely controlled, but Ngok read it. And then got a body in the way between ball and player. And drew the free kick as well. It has not been Masoudi's night. Heading against the post early on, picking up a yellow that ruled her out of the final. And again, she's just cannot resist the temptation just to start to pull back her opposite number. Mai Kit up to Ungamanga, who's in a bit of space. Ungamanga, she couldn't get the first touch right. Oh, she was looking to take it down and swivel. At all. But Atik, not for the first time, read it very, very well. Saoud. No, that's not right at all. Well, Atik at the back was not part of the last Women's World Cup squad for Morocco. Here she is heading away, and at the age of 28, she's really only recently come into the side of the last couple of tournaments. Others were preferred in that central defensive area. Nazreen El Chad, who really impressed for Morocco 4 years ago, and then was ruled out of the last tournament through injury. And at the last tournament, it was Aziza Rabat, another centre-back who's here as part of the squad, but 40 years of age now. So last year at 39, she was preferred to this lady on the ball, wearing number 16. I must be honest, I was hugely impressed by El Chad a few years ago and thought she might force her way back into the side, but the woman on the ball now is preventing her from doing so, and understandably so. Uzraoui in behind. She needs someone in the middle. And Tagnaut was just strolling and ambling her way forward. Uzraoui wins the corner. She knows what it is to, or feels like to score in the semi-final, having done so against Ghana. Last year, and how she would love a repeat. Broke the deadlock against South Africa, Uzraoui. Yet to have a sighter in this game so far. Tagnaut taking the corner and playing it back into Ait El Hadj. And that is a poor delivery from Ait El Hadj. Well, we've come to expect far better from her. Well, Benzina taking one for the team, and I wonder if she's going to have a word from the referee. Well, she isn't, but if Mendua had managed to turn her, she was away. And I think she can consider herself slightly lucky not to have been spoken to by the Togolese official, Mihaela Benzina. Unyaju. Here is Benzina again. Utiebi. Ngok. The Moroccan players might be seeing in their nightmares tonight if it goes against them at the full-time whistle. An immovable force. Well, that's loose at the back, and here come Cameroon charging forward. Kome drifting one way and then another. Oh, that's an outstanding tackle from Benzina. Striker goal from Abam into a red shirt. Well, still Abam has it, and she's won the corner as well. She's done really well. Well, 2 chances for Cameroon. Look at the heavens from Michaela Abam. What a challenge that was by Benzina, because she had to get it right. And it was expertly timed. Kome on the charge. A crescendo of whistles. As Toko Njoya looks for Kome. First touch from her, over looking to Abam again. And I think Amici got a touch, and that will be another corner. She's saying she didn't. But it is going to be a Cameroonian corner. Oh, a nice twist and turn from Kome. Not the easiest ball to take, and well, far too far in front of Abam. And this will show us whether Amici did get anything on it. And I think she did. Good spot from the officials. Toko Njoya with the signal. Takes it short again. Well, too early for the referee's liking. Who's having a word with Saoud and Mendua. And she says she's very much watching them. And I think she might have been saying VAR is as well. Toko Njoya, Rabet away. And there'll be 2 additional minutes. Jorge build it, cajoling, encouraging from the sidelines. Only just 2 months after that World Cup win with Spain, as Morocco yet again showed their intent to put money where their mouth is. Their previous coach, Reynal Pedrosa, got them to the WAFCON final, got them to the round of 16, but still that wasn't enough for a man who had also won 2 UEFA Women's Champions League titles, Reynal Pedros, but why not go up and upgrade to a World Cup winner? Wilder having said he was so impressed by the facilities here, and understandably so. Had success at many levels with Spain, not just the seniors. He won the under-19 European Championships as well, with Yasmin Rabet in the side, because she was a former Spain youth. Rabet, who grew up in Spain with a Moroccan father and English mother, who are here watching on. I met them in the hotel where I'm staying, and then follow their daughter. Add African glory to the European glory she already has. That will be a Cameroonian free kick, and I suspect that will be the last of it before we go into the final period of the game. No, there won't be much time, there's no time. That is the half-time whistle in extra time. And that flurry of activity at the end of the 90 minutes was not replicated at all in the first period of extra time. And it is still Morocco 0, Cameroon 0. at times. Just giving the ball back to the Moroccans. Chanting for VAR. VAR. VAR, as you might be able to hear. It is growing ever louder. And a possible penalty is indeed being checked. And Jorge Vilda is imploring the Moroccan supporters to keep up the pressure on the officials, and one of his teammates, as you can see, is trying to show that there's an elbow right at the bottom of your screen. And she is going to look at the screen. the Togolese official. And this is a major moment with just under 5 minutes left of this semi-final. No doubt about the contact from Unyaju. No doubt that Ouzraoui making the most of it as well. And right in front of me, well, the assistant on the Moroccan bench is still trying to show the fact that Ouzraoui's lip is possibly bleeding. I can't see it from where I am, but he was just directing one of the, I think it was the fourth official, to take a look, to labour the point. She's got a bit of gauze on her lip. And here is the decision, a massive moment in this semi-final. Penalty given to Morocco. Disbelief for the Cameroon camp. A yellow card as well for her troubles for Unyaju. And Morocco are no stranger to penalties. They have got another. Well, as we all know far too well, they were awarded one very late on in the Men's Africa Cup of Nations final against Senegal, which sparked huge controversy. That was missed. And Gok is not taking this lying down. She's still having words. Hanan Ait El Haj, who took over the penalty duties after Yasmin Rabet, became the first Moroccan player ever to miss one for Morocco just before we were getting to a shootout. I was going to say has the opportunity to drill home, but she's actually left it to Tagnaut. Well, they've got penalty takers aplenty on the pitch, and they've handed it to the substitute, looking for her first goal of the competition, and the one that will surely send Morocco into Sunday's final of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations. It is saved by Michele. Oh, what drama in the dying minutes here. And all around me, people have just got their heads in their hands because they cannot believe it. Michele takes the applause, and the goalkeeper, who fended off Nigeria, has now prevented Morocco as well, while Masoudi's down in the area. Players held up, and Tagnaut, oh, I bet she wishes she could go back a minute or two. Will there be a suggestion that the goalkeeper came off her line too early? Consolation, Masoudi down. Oh, what a finish to this semi-final. And there's a red card being shown to a member of the technical bench for Morocco. Well, it is never ending. They had it in their hands again, Morocco, and they were unable to profit. I'm sure Cameroonian supporters may feel that they got what they deserved, but a penalty was given. And now we tick into the final minute of extra time, and will Morocco get another chance? Swung into the middle by Boutiébi. Abam away on Gok towards the touchline, and Manga anywhere will do from her. And this Cameroon side are certainly living up to the indomitable part of their indomitable Lioness's nickname. Fight they have shown, grit, determination. 3 minutes is all that will separate us from a succession of penalties, not just that one. Here's Uzraoui. Into Tagnaut. These bodies in the middle. And only finds Michele Biina again. Well, here it is. A super right-handed save from the young goalkeeper, who is really making a name for herself at this tournament. She used to be a striker, and then she grew so tall as a youngster that her coach said, I think you should go in goal, and within 6 months she was in the national team. And how Cameroonian supporters will be absolutely delighted that she is. There are going to be some substitutions coming up, 2 from Cameroon, 1 from Morocco, and this is very much, one would think, about the penalties that are quite possibly coming our way. It'll be Kenza Chappelle for Morocco, and it will be Bella Rose and Ornella Bellew for Cameroon. So Chappelle is on and Massoudi is off. And that's the last we'll see of Massoudi at this tournament after that second yellow card. Meanwhile, the 2 Cameroonians, well, they wait to come on. Is there going to be enough time to get them on? Just over a minute to play. And will there be another break in play? I don't quite understand why they didn't come on then. Well, I think they're just not taking anything because they want their substitutes to come on. Well, Morocco have the goal kick, and finally they are going to come on. So Bellew was on. And who is being replaced? Toko Njoya is going off, and Michele Abam, the substitute, is substituted. He gives a hug to Bella Rose and to Bellew. And their part in the game is coming up. Well, if this slips away from the Moroccans, they are never going to forgive themselves. They've got another substitute waiting to come on, and I'm not sure that's going to happen. Can they nick this right at the death? Into the middle it goes. Tagnaut. Under close attention, and Kome tries to get it away. And then it goes to Michele. And that is that. 2 hours of football has produced no goals. And a frantic finale at the end of 90 minutes. And then right at the end of extra time as well, when Fatima Tagnaut had the opportunity from 12 yards to win this tie and send Morocco through to Sunday's final. And instead, we are now going to see further spot kicks after the game, after extra time ended. Morocco 0, Cameroon 0. And Michele, well, she's getting the applause, as you might understand, from her fellow players. This is about nerves. Aitel Hadj Ngok with Vincentia Amedome. Who will go first? I think, if I've understood correctly, that Morocco have won the toss and have elected to go first. We shall see, of course. The scene is set. Morocco in penalty shootouts have a 100% record. They've been involved in 2 and they've won 2. Cameroon, well, it is, unfortunately for them, very much the opposite. They have contested 3 and lost all 3. For the very first time at the very first WAFCON in 1998, and then in 2008 in the 3rd place playoff against Nigeria, and then in 2018 in the semi-finals against their nemesis in this tournament, Nigeria's Super Falcons. And they've got a player here, Umbelek, who's off the pitch, who was involved in that shootout. She missed, so she will no doubt be possibly delighted that she's not involved in this one. Morocco to go first, and it'll be Aitel Hadj, who went first in the shootout against Ghana's Black Queens last year here in Rabat at the Olympic Stadium. On that occasion, she found the top left-hand corner, and that's where she went in her penalty against South Africa at the weekend. Will she do so again? And if so, has Michele done her homework? She has been very consistent for Morocco in this tournament. Up she steps, Aitel Hadj, and she goes right. And Michele had done her homework because she went right. But it is advantage Morocco. And finally, the supporters inside this arena have a goal to celebrate. Marie Ungamanga, Cameroon's top scorer at this tournament with 3. 2 of which have come from the penalty spot. She went left to one of them, and she went right for the other. So it's anyone's guess, well, Michi's, as to what to do now. Ungamanga to level it up for Cameroon. And she makes it look very, very easy. The burden, because not surely the world, now falls to Kenza Chappelle, who took a penalty against Ghana in the shootout last year as well. She went to the goalkeeper's right, to the bottom corner on the left-hand side as she's looking at it that time around. And slotted it in very coolly. And this time she cannot find the back of the net because Michele is the hero again for Cameroon. Her 2nd penalty save of the night, but her 1st in the shootout. And Moroccan hearts are sinking. Oh, she's got her head held up, and look at that from Michele. A top draw save again from the Cameroonian. Grace Mendua, 21 years of age. Assumes the responsibility for the indomitable Lionesses as their teammates lined up as one look on. Can she give Cameroon the lead? She can't. Amici dives to her right and stops it, and still there is nothing to separate these two sides. Got down very well, Amici. And up steps Mariam Atik. Has had such a good tournament. A kiss for luck. And the Moroccan centre-back scored a header in the tournament. Now with the responsibility. Can she give Morocco the lead? Again, she can't. Oh, that's an outstanding save from Mikhaili. Absolutely top draw, because that was not a bad penalty from Atik. Struck well. And a superb right hand. Look at that. Mikhaili again. Wow, is all you can say. She is having the tournament of her life. And Cameroon have never led, funnily enough, having not scored in a goalless 2 hours of football, and having gone second with their spot kicks. And now Michaela Abam can give them that advantage for the very first time on the night. And make a stadium even quieter. And it is 2-1 to Cameroon after 3 penalties apiece. Sakina Uzraoui, the latest to take the long walk forward as Cameroonians celebrate their very narrow advantage in the stands. Come into the Lionesses' den. And they are currently leading Uzraoui. Big moment in the shootout. Denied again. Unbelievable. Mikhaili. What a night for the Cameroonian. She simply will not be beaten. Which means that if this spot kick goes in, that Cameroon are through to the final of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations, and Morocco will be out. Well, they cannot find a way past this goalkeeper. And the responsibility comes to Meva Unyaju. I said earlier she has scored 5 goals in the Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifiers. Well, 2 of those were from the penalty spot. We've seen her find the top corner from a free kick at this tournament against Nigeria. She is just 19 years of age. And she has an opportunity to send her nation through, and singing and dancing, and she's done exactly that. Cameroon have knocked out host nation Morocco and are through to the final of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations, where they will face Malawi, and they have done it the hard way, and there can be no doubt about the hero, Mikhaili Biina, with a remarkable 4 penalty saves out of 5, one of which was in regulation time right at the end of extra time, and 3 of which came in the shootout. And all around, a stadium is emptying at pace, and Morocco's quest to win this tournament just goes on and in vain. Michele is the toast of Cameroon. Indomitable by name, indomitable by nature. What a performance that Cameroon's goalkeeper has put in. Jorge Vilda, well, he cannot believe it. All his work has come to naught. And she is the absolute heroine of her nation. And that's the look that many around me have. What a night. What an evening. Morocco out, they go into the third place playoff against Algeria on Saturday, where they did not want to be. Cameroon will meet Malawi, and one of those two will be champions on Sunday night. Heartbreak, tears inside the Moulay El Hassan Stadium. It has ended with Cameroon eclipsing Morocco on a famous night in the Moroccan capital, Rabat. And she, Valentine Ungele, can barely believe it. What a moment for her. What a moment for the teenager. What a night for Cameroon. And I hope you've enjoyed it. It has been full of drama once again. And after so many years of trying, Cameroon will have a fourth opportunity to win the tournament against debutants Malawi. The night of drama has come to a close at the Moulay El Hassan Stadium, and Cameroon are through to Sunday's final of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations. Well, no surprise that the woman of the match is Michele Biina. And she will surely be accepting her trophy.
On lui fait l'interview, après, pas de problème. On lui fait l'interview rapidement. Félicitations pour ce trophée gagné. Quel est votre ressenti à chaud? Qu'est-ce que vous ressentez maintenant?
C'est un sentiment de fierté et de joie, de tout le bonheur possible du monde. Parce que nous avons eu en face de nous une équipe qui joue à domicile avec un public formidable. Mais nous avons su tenir du début jusqu'à la fin. Et je dis merci avec l'équipière et à tout le public camerounais qui nous a soutenus.
Félicitations encore une fois.
Merci, monsieur.
Restez là, restez là.
The statistics at the end of an extraordinary semi-final in the Total Energies Women's Africa Cup of Nations as host nation Morocco exited on penalties to Cameroon. All this is rather academic in truth. Just 3 shots on goal over the entirety of those 2 hours for Morocco, 1 for Cameroon. 0-0 it ended. It was all about the penalty shootout at the end. And that was taken by Cameroon thanks to woman of the match, Michaeli Biina, who had the night of her life just a few days after the performance of her life until now against Nigeria. Cameroon will meet Malawi in Sunday's final.
Love up, 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 love up.